Good morning, good morning, good morning, you lovely lot. It is Sunday. What a gorgeous looking day it is out there. Look at that blue sky. I chopped up the tree last night, the leftover bits. That's going in the back of my van on a tarp. We're going to go to the tip. I need to get the geese out as well. But look, that's all sparkly frost, ice. I'd have to defrost the van window, aren't I? It's all sparkly. It's obviously very, very cold out there. It feels very, very cold. My fingers are already going numb out in the conservatory. This is so bright I can't even see what's on the screen, so I'm sorry if I'm not in shot. We have filled up the van with tree, mostly, and the bits from the caravan that I'd sorted out last week. And Lee's just run in to get tea bags and milk, because Lee's mum doesn't drink tea. So I'm going to make sure we leave the tea bags there ready for these sorts of jobs, because we're going to be doing this several times over the year. There's going to be a lot of backing and forthing. So we're picking Brendan up. We've got Bonnie dog down here with us, so she's going to hang out with Lee's mum, and we're literally going to hold things up and say, do you want this, do you want this, do you want this? Lee's cousin's going to meet us there as well with her husband. So there's going to be 5 of us on it, and she's just got to tell us what she wants and what she doesn't want. I've got a whole bunch of boxes ready to pack, and an entire car of Leyland, I don't even know if you can see, full that is of stuff, but that's all going to the tip. We've got room for bags and stuff to be thrown on the top. So that is today. The tip closes at 5, but we want to be done before then. We don't want to spend the whole day there. You know, it's our weekend as well, so we want to get done what we can get done and then have some weekend. It'd be nice to hang out with Brendan anyway. Right, he should be back in a minute with the milk and the tea bags, the really important stuff that's going to fuel me through this process. This lad's quite smart. He's a bit of a genius at times, especially with science and that kind of stuff.
They got a button to remove jams.
And he's in the corner shredding. This is his genius moment.
I mean, it's the other shredder outside to cool off.
Did you break that one?
Probably.
He overworked it.
This one at least has a jam removal button.
Oh.
And a CD destroyer button.
Oh, okay, well that's good to know.
CD destroyer. Remember CDs? Remember
Yeah,
those?
well your dad's just binned a load. Well done, thanks lad. Well, that's pretty full. We've decided we've worked hard today, haven't we? Worked hard. So we are now on a muck visit, and a muck binge, is it? And we're having a Grimace shake. So I've never had a Grimace shake, I don't think. I might have had one as a child, but I didn't come to McDonald's very often. So we're having one of them before they vanish. Rocky has literally walked along every single tree on this row, cocked his leg on every single one since we got out of the car. Like, that one's mine, that one's mine, that one's mine. Right, let's go clear up poops. Okay, we are, well, you can see from last week when we came, this was all flooded. So hopefully most of the paths now are not flooded. So we are just going to walk. It is muddy. I want to go over onto the top field over there for a bit as well, because I get a good run up there, and it is higher elevation, which means it tends to be less boggy. Come on in! It's 11:20 and we finished our walks. My boys are upstairs on the bed and I'm chillaxing. Well, I'm not chillaxing actually, that's a complete lie. I've made myself a cup of tea with a view to chillax, and then realised I need to go and sort out the garden. I need to go and disinfect the fake grass because it stinks, and I need to go and sort out the water for the geese, the pond water. Hopefully by next weekend I'll have got them a new run, because the run at the back of the shed is falling apart. The shed is falling apart, and what I need to do is replace the shed, in which case I'm going to stick it on a concrete base. So I've got to make a concrete base, and then I want to put it right in the corner, and then have the night pen for them within their pen, so it's easier to put them to bed. Don't have to keep walking them in and out through the garden. That is my plan. But that's not something I can do right now. I've ordered the pen to come. It should be here by Wednesday. But for now, I'm going to take my tea outside. I'm going to make a start on disinfecting the grass as much as I can and just sorting out the water for the geese. I did some dusting in my bedroom this morning. I need to dust downstairs, and I've got some filming to do for my Reiki channel and for my social medias about frequently asked questions around Reiki. So I will stick links in the description to various social medias if you're interested in my Reiki business side of things, preferably if you're local, although you can do distance healing and stuff, but I prefer to do it hands-on if I'm honest. It's like wriggly wiggly snake. Let's follow the wriggly wiggly snake all the way out to the garden. Ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. That's how we have to do things here, because we have no tap in the back garden. Right, garden clean. Water filled up. I'm going to chop this because I didn't chop it at the end of last season, and I need to before it grows more flowers. So I need to chop that back a bit. I've refilled the bin. Okay, so I've chopped a load of stuff off. I also chopped a branch off here that was overhanging. This one I like. I might eventually have to chop this here just if it gets in the way of the door too much. I need to redo the pond at some point because it's all ripped. I think rats and goosey legs might have been part of that. Got them some fresh water. I mean, they have fresh water every day, but when it's fresh, they like to have a good old clean. Yes, it's looking quite open there now, but yeah, it'd be good for new growth. This could come off because there's no new growth on this bit, but it's good at holding up that cable, which was a washing line once upon a time. Now it just holds things in place. So yeah, I've scrubbed all of this, disinfected as best I can here so it doesn't smell quite so bad. Now I'm going to go and hoover before I go and get Kenzie from school. Before we go to the dentist, I've just picked Kenzie up and he has made bacon sandwiches. Because my bread was small, he's made me double bacon sandwiches with my gluten-free bread, bless him. We're getting ready for the dentist now. Kenzie's just doing his teeth. I've done mine. I know that one they worked on before that was cracked and they said we'll have to come back to is cracked again. So I'm not quite sure what they're going to do with that. Whether they'll do anything today, I don't know. I might have to go back in for another appointment. But I do feel, since using the water flosser that I got Lee for Christmas, it's made a huge difference, especially to that bit at the back with the wisdom tooth that keeps getting muck stuck behind it. Because I'm rinsing it out at high jet pressure every single day, there's not enough time for anything to build up and become infected. It's amazing. Good evening. Thought I'd better do an end to the video and a little piece to camera. So don't think I filmed very much today. Little bits here and there. Anyway, all went well at the dentist. There is that filling that I need to, he says, well, book a time in and do it properly. So I'm going back in a couple of weeks and having it done properly. Kenzie's is all good. Everything's fine with him. Tomorrow we've got haircuts. I suddenly remembered that. I'm just having myself a little, I've been really good when it comes to being better at avoiding the wheat. And then this weekend I was very naughty because we went to McDonald's and I ended up having a burger. And I had toast because they didn't have gluten-free bread at the Air Raid Cafe. So I had normal white toast. So yeah, I have had two naughty things. And then I was chatting to Jackie, my sister, and then she pointed out that I've probably not been thinking about things like the soy sauce that's going to be in my food, and I haven't. But even so, I have seen a significant improvement in my pain. Excuse me. I'm going to talk and eat So there's going to be various cuts, otherwise you'll be here a while. But yeah, just wanted to chat to you about things really. So I've got one more 100 people to subscribe to my channel to get me into the 6,000 subscriber mark. So if you're somebody that comes back quite a lot and you haven't subscribed, would you mind doing that? Ever so kind of you, because it is free and it makes me very excited. I'm just looking at that. Literally, I've just hit the 5,900 mark and I'm just like, oh, another 100 to go. I have had steady growth actually on the channel now for about a month, I'd say since Christmas, and it's very encouraging when that happens. Excuse me. And I can't see any rhyme or reason, content wise, quality of video wise. I can't work out what makes more people sub. I don't know. If anyone knows why more people are subbing, if you think there's been a significant change in my content for any reason and you think it's a significant change for better, if you could draw my attention to it, that would be amazing. Excuse me. Business wise, the house sits, the bookings are rolling in. I'm going to get busy. I've got one we're in February now, aren't we? February the 3rd we're on now. I've got one this month just after half term. Potentially there was going to be a half term booking, or was it the month after? But that's not panned out. I've got some people I need to meet up with potential bookings. I've had a local person message me who found me via my Reiki site, which I've been launching this past month, as in January, you know, from Christmas. So yeah, the new year I really pushed everything. I've made myself a website. Well, a friend of mine started the website for me, and then I said I'd have a play with it, and I kind of took over. So I want to thank him for starting it off and letting me take over, because it's been quite fun. It's not something I've enjoyed in the past, but yeah, it's a GoDaddy site and it's easier, and he's been with them quite a long time. I know that Emma has had a bad experience with GoDaddy, so that made me a bit nervous, but he's been with them for years and he's got various websites with them, so I trust that it's all going to be good. So yeah, I've had an inquiry about house sits and Reiki from the same person, and that's really encouraging. I've done a few treatments. It's slower to build, the Reiki side of things, than the house sit stuff. I think because it's a little bit more out of the box thinking, so people are a little bit more, don't jump into it quite the same way as they would the house sitters. That's very practical, isn't it? It's not so spiritual or not so out there in the thought process for a lot of people, whereas things like Reiki and acupuncture and things like that, sort of alternative therapies and healings, can sometimes be seen as a bit woo-woo, and it's usually just because there's not the understanding around it. And actually, talking about that, I am currently doing a whole load of videos where I get people to ask me questions about Reiki and the benefits and the process and any question really, the science behind it, that kind of stuff. I get them to ask me questions, and then I'm filming response videos to it, and I'm putting those over on my Pores of Light channel, which is, I'll link it in the description below, but it's my Pores of Light channel, which is my business channel for my Reiki business, because I do animal Reiki rather than human Reiki. I mean, I can do human Reiki, I just choose not to. Anyway. People actually like to see you eat on YouTube, and this will be interesting actually to see if this segment of me eating has a boost. I know I'm chatting about stuff, but that can sometimes dip because people don't stick around for the long chats. But if there's food involved, they often do. hang around. And I don't know why. It's like a subliminal, I don't know, some sort of dopamine hit that they're getting vicariously through me eating my food and enjoying my meal. They sort of, I don't know, feed off it. Anyway, that's been quite long enough. I've caught up on a few things. So yeah, I just want to leave you with a thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing and following and commenting and all that jazz. And like I said, if you want to help me get to the next K, which will be 6K on my subs, and you feel like sharing out my videos or just subscribing if you're not subscribed, that would be amazing. And we can see how long it's going to take me to get that next 100. Anyone want to put on any bets? Is it going to go quick because I've asked for some help from you guys, or is it still going to be a slow, steady growth? I don't know. We'll see. Thank you very much for watching.